Welcome to Option Trades Today. I'm Tony the Baptiste, and I have a trade idea for you today. January 11th, 2024. But before I get to that, I usually ask you to open an account at Tasty Trade, the world's greatest brokerage firm. But I have something else for you to do today. I want you to please go to tastylive.com/news with an S, letters with an S, and sign up and download this handy dandy little sheet here. It has the futures equivalent to the ETFs that I'm going to talk about right now. I'm going to talk about USO today, but it has all of them here from cryptocurrencies to energy to metals, or if you just want to know how many shares of stock, say the NASDAQ represents in QQQ, that answer would be 800. You might know that the S&P 500/ES equals 500 shares of SPY, but I bet you didn't know that soybeans equal 2,400 shares of SOYB. This is a great little cheat sheet for you to have, and plus there'll be plenty of newsletters that come through there with wonderful trade ideas, even better than what I'm doing here, and a lot of information for you. So please, it's completely free. All you have to do is put your email address in there and sign up. Check it out. I think you'll love it. Okay, what are we going to take a look at today? Well, before I get to USO, which I told you I'm going to look at, which is oil, let's see what the market's doing. Even the S&Ps, quite a wild day so far today. Even the S&Ps were up around 20 handles at one point. That's 20 points. They're down 39 right now, about 6 handles or 6 points off of their lows. The NASDAQ's down 142 and change, but on a percentage basis, you can see the Russell is the weakest of the group. The Dow is down 250. Volatility finally creeping up 40 cents. I think that's your key to this market, having some legs to the downside. This is the first time volatility has upticked on any type of down move. Maybe we have a little bit of an extension in the market, getting a little bit softer here. At least that's the way I read it. Please keep your eye on /VX. If that starts to get heavy again, maybe you'll see the market, even the S&Ps, the NASDAQ, the Russell, and the Dow rally. If it stays bid the way it is right now, maybe you'll see a little bit more pressure on this market, or not a sustained rally. How is that interesting to you? Well, that could be interesting to you for when you're placing your orders or looking to adjust any orders you may have. I do want to show you something on our charts real quick here. You'll notice that I'm all the way on the right-hand side here with my charts. If you just grab it and move it, all you got to do is left click. You can expand it and move it for yourself, so maybe it's a little bit easier for you to see. I just did that for you now. All right, well, I'm going to take a look at oil today. Why am I going to take a look at oil? Well, if you take a look at /CL, that's the future in oil. I'm going to look at my sheet real quickly here and find out how many shares of stock oil represents. And USO obviously equals 100 shares of /MCL, which is the micro crude product, /MCL. USO is 100 shares, this MCL is equal to 100 shares of USO, but /CL, we always talk about it being a big product, /CL, I'm sorry. We always talk about it being a big product. Well, we've never really said, or we don't really mention that much, how many shares of USO is CL, and it equals 1,000 shares. So when you're doing a futures trade, that's interesting, but it also equates down to the options too. That's why if you sell an option here for $1, like if I was to, for argument's sake, if I was bullish in oil and I was selling this for $1, I'd be collecting $1,000 in buying power. That's why it says my max profit is $1,000 here. If I go to USO and I sell an option, it's going to show you that if I sell an option for $1, let's just go in there just for comparison. Let's say I sold this at $1. It's going to show my max profit is $100. Let me get that for you. Yes, then my max profit is $100, okay? So a nice little, another way of looking at it if you don't download our cheat sheet, but I think you should. You'll see USO here has an IV rank of 45, and it has been expanding over the last couple of days, and it's actually at or around its most recent high. Let's see if we can find USO in our list here. You certainly can, so there's plenty of liquidity in here. This is the high option volume list. Over the last 5 days, it looks to be around unchanged, down small, but you can see the Ivory rank is 45. Maybe oil is starting to, in a volatility way at least, maybe oil is starting to top out a little bit. It is at the higher end of its range, so I'm going to take this out as being completely neutral. Let me show you what I look to do. I was pretty close to this 63 put. I'm going to sell the 64 put. It has a 23 delta. You'll see this is the open interest, not the volume, but you'll see there's plenty of open interest in this product. It is 1/10 the size of /CL. You certainly could make a similar trade in CL, but it would be like trading 1,000 shares of stock. I don't know if everybody out there trades 1,000 shares of stock when they're looking to do that. I think 100 shares is closer. I'm going to give it a little bit of slight short delta, 2 in the orders, 2.75 in short delta. I got filled at $215. It was just the mid price a moment ago. My max profit is $215, and I am using just about $3,000 in buying power for this trade. You certainly can go out and buy a wing that would use less buying power if you wanted to. Like if I go to the 40 put here, I'd have to do this on both sides. That's 7 cents. I'm just picking an option that has a low price to it. I would not go all the way out to this 90 call, because look at the market on here. I would try to go probably to this 85 call if I was. Of course, you're using more. You're taking away some of your credit you received, but you are taking your buying power down by almost a third. You can play with those numbers. I have cash sitting on the sideline, and I'm light on position, so I'm not going to look to use less buying power than I have to on this Strangle. You'll notice that this has around a 65% pop. That's what I like to be, over 65 to 68 at the very least. I will make trades that have a less probability of profit if I have more of a directional bias in something. This gives us around $6 a day for our risk in theta decay. Like I said, it has a little bit of small short delta. I really call it completely delta neutral. You'll notice that the stock is, let's just round up and say it's 69. I'm 64 and 74. I'm almost right in the middle here, and you'll notice that the prices are pretty much close to the same, meaning that it's $1 and change in credit on both of those. You certainly could go up and be a lot more delta neutral or lean a little bit longer by moving at one strike. I think it's 6 of one, half dozen of another. I got filled at $2.15 on this trade. It's a classic Strangle using a lot less buying power than we normally would in a lot of our products, because this is a $68, $69 fund, not really an ETF. Anyway, USO is my trade for the day. Here's the part where you usually tune off, but don't. Open Move, transfer your account to Tasty Trade so I can keep providing all this great content for you. You can also help us keep Tasty Live alive and free for you every day to watch just about 6 days a week, so tune in there. But please, transfer, move, bring your account to tastytrade.com, the #1 brokerage firm in the galaxy, and I think they're even giving up to $4,000 for moving your account to Tasty Trade, depending on its account size. Check out all the fine print. I appreciate your time.